How about
same
that?
exact.
He
Wow.
heard you started.
He's probably watching live right now.
Live stream.
Somehow he's tapped into
Yeah, we're
our-
gonna do that sometime. To do
We
a
hope
live
to.
stream.
That'd be fun.
cool.
From where our first,
HandelBar.
we're gonna do a remote
That would be cool.
at
That'd be-
HandelBar. Just the crowd would come.
How
Your
hard
brother
would it
has a
be to
really
set up all
nice
that, though?
table too.
Oh, the table in the middle. Yeah, it's a super nice. Like, I don't even know what it's made of. It's like granite and it's like that thick. I mean, it's super nice.
Was it there when he bought the building?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like a podcasting table. Like that's
Yeah.
like you
Oh,
see
it's
other
perfect.
people and it's like throw a couple of those chairs on there and you've got a nice setup.
I wouldn't mind asking, and you might not know that, but I wouldn't mind asking as we go along about that building.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you know a history about.
I don't know much of the history about it. I know he rents it. It's owned by Denny Jacks,
Yeah.
so he owns it. Otherwise, I don't know much. I know it was always a car repair place or mechanic place?
Yeah, it was a gas station.
Oh, it was?
For many years, it was a gas station, and they had a bay. You know, or they have just one bay there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just one garage door.
Yeah. So Jimmy Olsen owned it, and then I think the Historical Society put a post out that had all of the owners there.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, and there's been like 25 over the years.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Let's hope Aaron stays there for a while.
Yeah. Does he think that will Denny ever sell it, or will Aaron not want to?
I never heard any mention of that. I mean, I would think if that's on the table, Aaron would probably look into buying it then, unless he ever planned on going somewhere else, expanding to a bigger building or something.
Yeah.
But I think for now, he's happy where he's at.
All right. Welcome to the original Father-Son Voiceover podcast. We've got special guest here, Cale Handel, who is
On the couch.
a friend of mine. Yeah. His brother runs HandelBar Performance. So he's going to be here to talk a little bit about that. So I guess we'll kind of have a little bit of a history of how I know Cale, how our families know each other, stuff like that.
One of the things we like to do is we have, and Cal knows this because Cal watches a lot. I mean, he's like one of our.
He is.
He's
yeah.
like one of our best viewers. Like there's 5
Him,
of them.
BJ,
Ruben,
Sally,
Morrill.
and us, I guess. We watch our own podcast.
over and over and over again. Yeah.
That's why it's got so many views. Huh?
That's exactly. Yeah.
It's always rolling in the background.
Yeah. But we like to have local people on, and you're representing your brother Aaron's HandelBar Performance shop and his business. And so we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But you wanted to talk a little bit about how you guys know one another, because you guys have known each other. I mean, you're not that old. You're both around 20.
26.
Are you 26 too?
Yep, 26.
As well. So, I mean, but you've known each other since middle school, right? Or even before that? You played baseball together for
Probably
sure,
Little
right?
League. We played Little League and maybe
yeah.
even little basketball together when we were
Little.
real small.
It was a great
Yeah.
disappointment when you stopped playing basketball, Cal.
I know.
Just
I've
so
heard,
you know
I've
that,
heard
I wanted
it
to say
all.
that
I
on.
know.
Yeah.
Do you miss it at all? Did you miss it?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't know why I just never was quite into it like I was with baseball or football. And,
Yeah.
I just wasn't too disappointed when I
You were a
quit.
whale of a football player too. I mean, you played quarterback for Heights and
linebacker,
Linebacker, yeah.
tackling a lot and throwing the
Yeah,
ball.
they didn't
Two
put
great
me in as
things.
much senior year for linebacker. I think just being quarterback.
Yeah.
will
Keep you
me
safe.
That's what happens at a small school. You have to play both sides usually,
Yeah.
so that's the unfortunate part.
No, not to get off on a tangent, but Heights is an 8-man football because it's a tiny school. But when you played, it was 11.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
All 4 years.
All 4 years
Okay.
was 11.
And did you play quarterback all 4 years?
I think so. Freshman year, I did JV quarterback. I think sophomore year as well, and then also I think I suited up for varsity, but didn't actually play. Just kind of was there if they needed me as like a 4th string or 3rd string quarterback or something. But then junior year I was a receiver, and then senior year I was quarterback.
Were you? Do I remember right? Were you all conference? Or were you
Yeah, I got first team all conference my senior year.
in
quarterback.
At quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, nice. And then you guys played baseball
Yeah.
growing up together. And I mean, you guys had a great baseball team culminating in the state tournament,
Yep.
which we like to talk about that. I know that's been how many years ago now?
8
8 years ago, this summer, almost
June,
not that long ago.
June 19th.
Yeah, 8 years
2014.
ago. You played first base.
Yep.
and Hudson played third base and pitched a little bit, and you guys won the Division III
correct
state championship in baseball
in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and your dad, Jason, coached you guys for a fair amount of years, right? He and Rod Howard together, summer ball.
It was a combination of all of our, other than Brad. I'm not sure Brad, Curtis's dad, ever coached us really, but it was like you and Phil and Rod and Jason. I guess Will's dad didn't, because Will came when he was a freshman. But it was usually a combination of those guys.
Phil and I like to kid that they let us coach you guys when you were young, and then when it got serious, then your dad and Rod took over when it's like, hey, come on, these guys are going to go somewhere, so we're going to get the real coaches in here.
And, it makes it kind of cool because usually you don't have one of the same coaches throughout your whole up to high school. Usually you come into high school, it's a new coach you haven't seen, but, Rod got to see us through youth all the way up to high school and to win the state championship. I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
How many years did your dad coach you guys? Do you remember it all? Was it 3-4 years?
A couple of years when we were younger, and then summer ball, right?
Yeah, summer ball he usually did.
Mostly, like our senior Babe Ruth. I remember that especially. So
yeah, that was great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Well, Cale and I go fishing together quite a bit. We've got that in common. We like to shoot guns, just stuff like that
fishing.
that we've enjoyed doing. His family's got some property that has some ponds on it, and so we pond hop and
there's a lot of good fish there. I've seen Hudson catch a lot of trees. Some days more trees than fish, but
we like to call those tree pounders.
And you came in the door with bearing gifts.
Yeah.
And it was what again?
Venison bacon from Prim's,
bacon.
from one of the deer I shot.
Very good stuff. I've had it before.
It's very good.
Here's and my wife Becky handed you some brand new chocolate chip cookies for you and your wife and kids. But what I was thinking we were going to try to do is have you eat them while you, because like recently, I said that maybe it would be good for us to eat, kind of just to make it relaxed. And I said, well, people should vote. And the people voted, voted and said, I don't think you should do that. Can you tell me, what were you thinking? I mean, we have you live and in color here. What were you thinking as far as?
I heard that and I just paused it right where it was. And I got to comment this right now. So I was like, no,
it was like your first reaction. You didn't even think about it.
No, I didn't. I think, it's just, I listen to podcasts a lot when I'm working or something. And it's one of those things you just hear someone eating and it takes your attention away from whatever else is going on. And all you hear is them eating. So I don't think I could do it.
Do other podcast people do some of them eat? I haven't watched.
Not usually, but every once in a while you get someone.
There should probably be a hint that if most like Joe Rogan and like the big ones, they don't eat on their podcast. So I should have probably figured that out and said,
we're right there with those guys. We're almost
just
there. It's just the eating. The eating is just the only thing that's keeping you
back. Otherwise you'd be right up there.
Yeah. So, what we do is we'll talk a little bit about HandelBar Performance, which is your brother does maintenance. Does he sell ATVs, UTVs, the whole 9 yards? What does he do?
If he gets some in for, someone wants to sell something, maybe he'll buy it from him. He doesn't currently do any getting new from a dealership or anything like that, but he will sell some if someone, is offering to give it to him. And otherwise, it's mainly just repairs. It helps that Mesa opened up recently to UTVs, ATVs riding around town, so people can just ride them on over there and drop them off and work on them. And I know he's been very busy, so it's good.
We talked to him the other night. He was at one of the baseball games that we were at in Black Earth, Home Talent, and he was saying that it's nice because he's like the only maintenance place around this area. There's Betesnik, there's what's the one in Reedsburg? Jay's Power Sports. So there's kind of a radius of nobody around there that does it, and so I would assume that people, instead of having to go there all the time, they come there, so he gets plenty of business. John's taking his moped there. Deshaun brings his 4-wheeler there, so it's nice to have somebody you know and trust around the area.
You don't have to put it on a trailer and haul it somewhere. That makes it a lot more convenient.
Yeah, that's what happened when we bought ours up in Reedsburg, when Deshaun bought his four-wheeler. And we knew Aaron was going to be coming, so we were glad, because they had to come down one time and pick it up. And then it's gone for a while. And I mean, he can just, if it's broken, he can just push it over there.
Yeah,
or we can pull it over there, so it's kind of nice.
You'll find something to pull. Yeah, you got enough people to push it over.
Yeah. So do they, will he, like if you wanted to buy one, will he look for you, or is he kind of saying, no, I'm too busy maintenance-wise and fixing things and stuff. I don't want to get into the purchasing and trying to look for things for people. Does he provide that service?
I currently don't know if he does do that or not. I just know some of the stuff that he's got there. It's pretty much someone's came in and said like, hey, do you want to buy this? And, he'll sell it to someone, or someone will say, hey, can I sell this here? And can't think of the exact term. It's almost like you can get a commission from a little consignment. Like you get a percentage off of it. So it's worth it for you to keep it there. But currently, he doesn't. I don't think he goes out of his way to find stuff, buy it, and sell it. But
because he's got a nice spot there, right on the highway, that people can, hey, can I sell this? Because it's right there,
right on Highway 14 or Commercial Street. They call it Commercial Avenue or something. Commercial Street, I guess. And what are his? Do you know his hours when he's open?
He doesn't work Mondays. He takes Sunday and Mondays off, and then I can't remember the exact hours. I want to say 8 o'clock is when he opens, maybe till 6, Monday through Friday. And then Saturday he works half day, I think till 1 or 12, but don't exactly.
Does he have his hours posted on his door?
Yeah.
We could probably go by and just take a picture.
On Facebook as well too. Because they do have.
We'll do that.
We can
post that here.
Damon can put them here. Right there, or right in front of Cal, right there.
There you go.
There his hand. Perfect.
I'm looking forward to seeing that part.
Yeah, and maybe what we can do after is we can have you show the merchandise. Because I heard Aaron said that he has some shirts.
Yeah, he's got hats, sweatshirts, T-shirts like this, so they're nice. Yeah. I'm always repping something. If it's not this, I got the hat on too.
I was going to ask if you have those, if you have some merchandise that we could purchase so that we can wear it once in a while. Because that's one of the things we're trying to do with our local segment here, is to talk about the different businesses in Mazo. And so, we've got these aren't actually from Mazo. They're a friend of ours that has
through voiceover.
But, if we can do something with our very huge listenership, viewership, then we'll do that. But I'm trying to think if there's other questions with regard to the HandelBar, or maybe there's something you have in your mind.
Well, we could maybe talk a little bit about your grandpa and Kinchy side. Mm-hmm. They obviously have the farm out there, and they did mint. Yep. They farmed mint. Do you know a little history about that and stuff like that?
Yeah, I don't remember it being like from when I was young, that them doing that. I think they stopped that before I was there. Hence the name of the road is Mint Road that it's on. Speaking of which, somebody just stole the sign off the other day. Someone drove by and took the Mint Road sign off the top. So
where was that located? I mean, not that everybody would know.
Right by. It's the intersection of where Rochek Road goes by it. Yeah. So someone took the stop sign.
So that's how you say that road name. It's Rochek, not Raychek or Raysick.
Yep. I think I'm not positive, but there's someone called Frank Rochek around there. I don't know if it's based off that, but they used to do minting for a while. I think it's kind of one of those things, high risk, high reward. You get a bad year of frost, you lose a lot of money in one night or something, because I think mint is it's not good with some of that stuff. Yeah, it's fragile. So.
I always thought that was interesting, because I went up to your grandpa's like office thing that he has there, where you guys do the reloading and stuff like that, and I never knew that they did mint out there, and you handed me a vial and stuff like that, and I can't remember what you said, if you were like
I think if you were to drink it, it would probably burn right through you, because I mean it's some of that mint extract. I mean it's very strong, and I mean the amount they'd use I think they used to sell it to Wrigley, Wrigley gum.
No, really.
So if you were to use some of that, I mean, it's a very small amount they put into a piece of gum. So I think
did they process it right there?
Yeah,
I mean, you said you had a vial of it.
We have a building there that we refer to as our mint building, where they used to do a lot of that stuff. Couldn't tell you the process of it, but large equipment for processing.
Wow, I didn't know that. Huh. Yeah. And how long have they owned that property? Do you know? I mean, was that Raycheck's farm?
No, it was my grandpa's father's farm.
It was, okay.
Yep. So he owned it. I don't know how long since, but I mean, before my grandpa was born, I think. He used to live in Baraboo, and I think he would just drive there most days. And then my grandpa ended up building on the farm there and has just been working there. And it's now.
You come from I wouldn't mind asking you what you do for a living in a moment, but you kind of come it kind of hit me. You come from a little bit of a line of entrepreneurs.
Yep.
Because your grandpa is an entrepreneur and your dad has his own company.
Yep.
Now Aaron has his company and you'll be starting.
Who knows, man? I got to think of something.
Got anything in mind or not?
Not quite yet. I don't know. Right now, I think I'll just coast and work, and as the family's building, just take her easy and safe.
Yeah. And what do you tell me? You're an engineer.
Yeah, so I'm an electrical engineer. There's a place called Trocty in Oregon. It's like 50 minutes from here, so kind of a long drive. But yeah, essentially what Trocty does is they make like metal enclosures, and I don't want to call it like a small metal enclosure, but essentially it's a building, and then it'll house, other companies' electrical equipment in it. It might go to a power grid, A lot of the stuff we do is for like renewable energy grids where they got to put all their large scale, high voltage equipment inside. And, it's just, we make a big building to house it with, different control things for ventilation and all that stuff. So it's nice. And I design the electrical for it. So.
How many engineers do they have, electrical engineers there?
I would say probably 6 or 7.
Okay,
would be my guess.
And how long have you worked there? Because you're recently a grad of an engineering school, Platteville, UW Platteville, right?
Yeah, so I've been there a year and a half now. So it would have been 2020 when I started working there. 2021.
Right before that, maybe?
So basically, I got hired there before I graduated because my last semester, I was just taking one class, and that was during COVID, so almost everything was online. So I had one class that was online, and then I was working during that. So
those were the good old days.
Yep. It was kind of nice having school online. Didn't mind it.
Mm-hmm. Now, you have a wife and 2 daughters?
I have a wife and a daughter that's a year and a half, and then I have a daughter that's due in... If I say a week, she'll probably come tomorrow. So in a weekish is we're thinking. So due date was August 6th.
Oh, so maybe when this plays, this airs, you'll have
father
daddy
times
twice.
2.
Yeah.
And Aaron actually just had his son.
He's an uncle now.
Last week. So
wow.
yes, I am.
Congratulations. Growing up fast.
I know.
And his name is Bridger.
Yep. Bridger.
Aaron's son is Bridger.
Interesting name. We looked it up
to
see. I didn't know if it was a boy or girl right away. Mm-hmm. So I thought, I'm going to look it up. Now, maybe other people use Bridger for girls, but it said that it was like it had British origin of a male's name. So, and I thought Aaron said that it was a boy. So I thought, I'm not good with that stuff.
Yeah,
so,
and they did wait to find out till they had it. We couldn't wait that long. We're not patient enough. I wish I could say we were, but they waited. So it was exciting.
And will the girls eventually, do you have a house that's big enough to have 2 different rooms for the girls, or will they share a room?
Not currently. We're trying to look for houses, but the market's not the most fun time to look for it, or even a lot or land to build on.
Yeah, it's a tough.
It's real tough.
It's a
to
tough
find
time
out for it now.
Yeah. There's one story that sticks out in my mind, and you guys will have to help me if you remember this. I hope I don't bomb on it, but where your mom and dad live, up on top of a hill, there's a country road that goes there. And when you were graduating, you remember the story?
I know what you're talking about.
You guys, your senior year, had life-size, pictures in your baseball uniform. I can't remember yours. Yep. You might have had your bat on your shoulder
for senior
or something.
Night, those posters.
Yeah, they were basically life-size.
Yep.
And for your graduation party, you had it sticking out there, but I don't think it was your graduation party yet. And we were on a little bit of a ride, some of us, and I think it was John and Drew, and they should have been plenty old enough to figure that out. And they drove by your driveway and thought that was you, and they waved. Right?
At his portrait.
With
his jersey on, his bat
like
in his
you stand out there all the
game today?
What is he posing for?
So proud of your state tournament that you just stand out there anytime people for well-wishers.
Cal.
Yeah, it was a strange thing.
Was he disappointed I didn't wave back, or did it take him a little bit to realize?
He realized, I think, after he thought,
He's a,
Why was Cale in his jersey?
Yeah, I don't think it took him long,
Yeah.
but it was just that initial, gotcha type thing.
I probably wouldn't have told anybody I did that.
No, no.
Well, he couldn't help it. We were in there.
Oh, there
Yeah,
were
witnesses,
you guys were there, so you witnessed it.
We tease him quite a bit about that.
You got a little something else for us?
No, I think that's a funny story.
No,
I like to tell that story. What's that?
That wasn't a joke.
Oh.
I thought you had some would you rather things.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We did this with BJ and William the last
We'll
time.
put you on the spot, but Hudson hasn't heard him either yet. Sorry, I got to use my old man glasses here. So have you ever heard these would you rather stuff?
Yep, I'm familiar with them.
All right.
We're not cavemen here.
Well, I hadn't heard about them until I started looking them up, so I am a caveman. Okay, so we'll just do two. Here it is. You can have a moment to think about it. Would you rather swim with sharks or spend the night in a forest with mountain lions? Would you rather swim with sharks? I'm taking it maybe in night because they say that, the night in a forest with mountain lions. Would you rather swim with sharks for a night, I'll say, or spend the night in a forest with mountain lions? What do you guys think?
I think I'm going with the mountain lions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? What first comes to your mind?
I first of all hate sharks, and at least it may be night, so you probably can't see the mountain lions coming. But sharks, you really have no idea. You're just kind of waiting.
Well, and are you in a cage with the sharks or are you swimming? Because I'm not a great swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
I'd tire out fast and I'd be
You're
done.
not treading very long.
I'm at least on land. I can try to climb a tree or something.
Yeah.
Neither one sounds fun, but
Yeah.
I'd have to agree. On land with mountain lions, I don't like sharks at all.
Now we've had some. Have we had mountain lions, cougars?
Yeah,
supposedly
they've been
that are
around.
sighting out here, like at your grandpa's farm. Have you ever heard of a bear, a
No,
stray
but
bear, or a mountain lion, or something
We
out there?
did what we believe have one black bear on camera up in our hunt land in Merrimack. It was just kind of the tail end of it, and it looked like a bear. We showed many people, and they all thought it was too. And we heard of someone close by there that got a mountain lion on camera, but
Scary.
yeah, they'll come around.
I did an audiobook one time about these sailors that got lost at sea and then they were out in a deep. And something about swimming, even if you can swim, there's something below that you can't see. You might not see a mountain lion coming on you, but being in the water and having things around your legs and your torso and stuff, I'm with you guys. I would say no way. I don't think
I've never been a big fan of the ocean.
No.
Just not big with sharks.
Yeah.
Have you heard that fact that we know more about outer space than we do about our oceans?
That sounds about right.
That's a scary thought. It's like,
yeah, and I've seen videos of showing the size comparison of the depth of the ocean to things like the Eiffel Tower and Empire State Building, and it's insane.
Isn't the largest mountain range underneath?
I think in the Aleutian. Yeah. We just had that with the Alaska thing that we were
That
doing.
was the debate on was that the below sea level thing?
Yeah. He's like
this guy. He
remembers more about our podcast than we do. He's a father-son historian.
Bagger.
He's a historian.
Yeah.
So let's do one more. Okay, this is for your age, guys. I'm like, well, I would know what I would want, definitely.
Okay.
Would you rather live without a gaming console or without a smartphone? Ooh. Would you rather live without a gaming console or without a smartphone? Think that over now. It's easy for me.
Tough. I'd probably have to take the smartphone just because, it's so useful now.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in school, you could use it for school. For work, I can use it for work. Directions.
Yeah.
I'm not about to go back to the day people printed out maps and bring it with them, and so you got to turn after this.
Unfolded maps, yep.
Yeah, I like video games, but with having to have my business and stuff like that and going away places, it's nice to have, I went camping just this week in Governor Dodge, and I had some service. Mm-hmm. So that was nice. I was, some of my
work a
people
bit,
were, yeah, technically I can at least get back to people and say, hey, this is where I'm at, instead of it just being, kind of a dead zone. So I'd have to go with a smartphone as well.
Any idea what I would choose?
You would probably choose a smartphone because, well, my dad's had an injury because of video games.
Injury from video games.
He is.
Never heard of that.
It's intense. So we got this game. It's called Gang Beasts. It's kind of a.
It's very simple.
It's not, it's not a well-known game. I don't know where Joe found it, but there's like you can be like 4 of you, and it's like not like zombies, but they're like these big oafs that come out, and you have to knock them out and then throw them off a building. Well, my dad, he hurt his thumb because he was jamming at the Xbox controller too hard, and he went through like 3 controllers. He ruined 3 controllers.
He's one of those guys that if it's like a racing game,
Yeah.
you're moving
No,
with
that's
it.
exactly
to
what I
steer
was
it.
saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
And
I'm
that's
like
my mom,
this,
too.
and you're doing this number, and I was pressing so hard because you want to punch harder
Yeah,
and stuff
you're
like
like,
that.
I think if I press this
Exactly.
button harder, it's
Yeah.
going to work better.
You're murdering the controllers.
yeah,
You
but
try to play any other game and it doesn't work anymore.
I was there when my cousin, who's 3 years older than me, got a Pong game, the first Pong game, with that, and it was just a thing that you just did like this on a television, on
Just
an
the
old
bar
black and
going
white
back and forth.
Yeah, so I mean that was video games when I was young.
Anyway,
So,
yeah.
there you have it.
Dad could live without video games because it's injury. I mean, it's caused you
I'm
hardship.
on the
Traumatizing.
I'm on the end. They'll ask me once in a
We
while if
haven't
I'm
played
coming back,
since.
and I say I can't. I can't do it. I'm injured. I'm on the injured reserve. Probably
Give
forgive
the
me.
controller a
You'll
break.
snap my thumb every once in a while because it's locked. It's like it's dislocated or something. It's locked in place.
It's interesting. I just didn't think that you could
That's
physically
never
hurt
happened.
yourself.
That's never happened to
I think you
anybody
might
else.
be the
Cap.
first.
Yeah, exactly. That people have had eye problems because of so much gaming. They get hurt their neck and their back because they're hunched over or intense. For me, it's a thumb injury.
Yeah, I could see the virtual reality ones because the people, put on the goggles and,
Jump
there's
through a
something they have to
window.
jump and they physically leap forward. So I hope they don't get one of those because you might be injured more on one, something like that.
We'll stay
They'll
away
never
from
let
that.
you
Yeah,
do
you'll
that.
stay off of those ones.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Cal, for
Yeah.
taking the time this afternoon and have to keep us in the loop about baby number 2. And we will keep, some of your information with HandelBar Performance, and maybe hopefully when Aaron watches this, listens to it, maybe he'll want to be on at some point.
Yeah,
He'll want
He'll
that.
be
He'll want to be
amazed
part
at
of the
this part.
couch.
He'll
That's
just be
no
ready to-
pressure, Aaron. No
Yeah.
pressure at all. Just
He can come on. You can come with him, and you're the talker of the two.
Yeah.
I take it. You're the most outgoing.
I don't know. He'll be the one that usually talks more, but who knows? Maybe podcast wise, maybe I will.
Yeah, we'll get stage fright or something. But and we'll look to try to get some of those and wear one of those things or a hat in the next few podcasts.
Yeah, I'll need to wear a hat because I don't got any
tough.
hair. Sorry, I blinded everyone. So
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, well, thank you
Appreciate
guys
it.
very much for having me.
Yeah.
I enjoy listening to the podcast. So
Oh, thank you.
I
We
don't know if I
appreciate
can listen to myself talk though on it.
That is sometimes a hard thing to do is listen to, like with voiceover. You hear your voice, man, that doesn't sound any good.
I couldn't do it.
You're your worst.
You're usually picky, most picky of yourself.
To throw in a short story quick, in school there was a project we had to do my last semester where essentially we recorded a whole like presentation, and then during class they just played that recording. And when it came up to the section where I was talking, I just turned the volume off on my computer because I just didn't want to listen to it. It was just that uncomfortable for me. So I don't know if I could do voiceover.
No, you've done very well.
Yeah.
You did well today.
Thank you.
We're really glad to have you.
And
Thanks.
hopefully
for
we'll have
spending
you
the
on
time.
again.
Yep.
I mean,
ready to come back anytime.
all right, great. All right. Look at you. You made it to the end. Thanks for doing that. Check out some of our videos over here. Or subscribe over here. Thanks.